Roll call. Here. Here. Any conflicts to report? Item 4, approval of minutes of the meeting of March 25th.
I'd like to make a motion that we defer action.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item A, contract with Walton Kelly Incorporated for the 2015 Hammond and Whiting resurfacing program submitted for approval.
I'd like to make a motion that we sign the contract.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Contract with J&J Newell Concrete Contractors for the 2015 Hammond and Whiting sidewalk program submitted for approval.
I'd like to make a motion that we sign that contract.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Correspondence received from Tim Unifon from Reed Riley Construction requesting street closure for 171st Street between Wicker Avenue and Lindbergh Avenue for approximately 3 to 5 weeks, depending upon weather submitted for approval.
Yeah, they've actually started on the project a couple days ago, so I'd like to make a motion that we approve the road closure.
Second. Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item D, correspondence received from Tim Dunafont from Reed Riley Construction requesting street closures for Schneider Street submitted for approval.
This is a street that crosses 171st, and because they have to do some drainage work there, they're going to have to close that. They didn't give us a time schedule on that, but they were going to try to get that underground work done and then reopen Schneider at their earliest convenience. So I'll make a motion that we approve that closure.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item B, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty submitting the Department General Order number 15-01 for approval.
Chris had a chance to review it?
Yes, I had to think for a second, yes, I did.
So I'd like to make a motion that we approve it.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item F, demolition hearings regarding properties located at 6323 Calumet. We're gonna take these one at a time? or-
Yeah, I prefer if we could just go in order. The owner's listed as Perez. Is anybody here for 6323 Calumet?
Come on up.
6323 Calumet.
Your name, sir, could you please state your name and your address?
Eduardo Perez. I live at 6327 Calumet.
You live next door?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. President, we would like to present the court, or the board, rather, with the photos and the inspection report regarding this property. It sits on a corner, or I guess kind of a corner, right by Kenwood and Calumet. Mr. Perez, is this an accurate
Yes.
photos of the property?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you have any objection to these?
No, everything looks accurate.
Mr. President, this property is in severe disrepair. It's been vacant for some time. There's rotting shingles, falling front porch, and the roof has a large dip in it. It doesn't look as if anybody can live in it. I'm not sure if Mr. Perez has anyone living in it or if it's just next to his current home. It would be the city's position that the order for demolition should be affirmed. So, Mr. Perez, you have the ability to present any evidence or testimony you'd like.
Well, I actually had plans to start remodeling the house next month, in May. I wish to keep the house and remodel it. I know that it's been vacant for some time. I've been through some financial problems, which I'm coming out of. I recently filed bankruptcy, and I'm doing much better now. And like I said, my plans were to start remodeling the house in May, but due to this, I would like to start as soon as possible if I have the opportunity to do so.
How long have you owned the property?
I owned the property for about a year and a half or two.
Mr. President, our position would be that if Mr. Perez is serious about rehabbing it, that we would ask the board to enter the order of demolition, and then if he would like to go ahead downstairs and pay for the inspection, and Mr. Cook can write up an inspection report and follow the procedure regarding the rehab agreement, we'd allow that, but we'd like to, given the condition of the property, we'd request the board enter the order of demolition. Mr. Perez, so what I'm asking is that we enter the order, but that nothing will happen until, and we'll set it for a status to see if you've actually done something with the building commissioner. You have to pay for an inspection and things like that.
What happens after the inspection though?
Do you have the finances to actually do this? Because this thing, just on the outside, probably needs $12,000 worth of work.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Roof, siding, a new porch.
Yes, I already had a couple people come look at different things, the porch, and the siding. I have got, different appraisals from, NARS and Home Depot as far as how much, material I need, you know, and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm looking at about anywhere between $10,000 and $12,000, just for the outside alone.
For the outside.
Yes, but I am aware of, about the type of money that it's gonna cost. No, I do not have everything, but I'm gonna get everything, I'm getting everything together. I have some of it to start with, so I'm gonna continue to do it, you know, one thing at a time.
It'd be our suggestion to give a real short date on this. So what I would suggest is, again, our request to the board would be to enter the order of demolition, affirm it, and we'll stay it till April 30th, which will be we have several demolitions that day. By that time, we'll see if Mr. Perez is paid for the inspection at least, see if things are
Oh,
moving.
the inspection won't be a problem, I can take care of that, probably today or tomorrow morning.
I'd like to make a motion to affirm the order. So we're gonna affirm the order, you pay for the inspection, come back in 30 days and at least show us some kind of progress, right? Kevin?
Oh, yeah, definitely,
Well, yeah, I don't know if I know Mr. Cook, this time of year is pretty busy. I don't know if he'll be able to get to the inspection by that time, but at least he can report whether or not that's occurred.
I'm sorry, I'd like to mention that, due to some of the things that I've been through, the house next door, I'm actually surrendering that to the mortgage company. So I'm actually making that my permanent home. So I will take care of that.
This is gonna be your permanent home,
Yes,
6323?
yes, I will make them a permanent home, because I'm surrendering the property where I live in right now to the mortgage company.
You're gonna have to hustle to get this done,
I'm-
so, you know,
I
go
will-
down and.
I will
get
sh- I will show the
your
progress. I will
Inspection scheduled immediately.
Yes, I will show the progress, thank you.
Motion,
Second?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Go downstairs to pay for the inspection if you want. Okay.
6345 Calumet.
Yes, Mr. President, this owner is listed as Jefferson. Is anyone here on 6345 Calumet? Okay. Good morning. Could you guys please state your name and address?
I'm Davina Bunton, 422 Vine Street, Hammond, and that's my son, Jaquan Bunton Hutton.
Okay. Do you have any relationship to the Jeffersons at all? I see Terrence Hutton.
That's his
Hutton.
father, that's his grandmother.
Oh, and she passed away,
She's
correct?
passed away, so the father just called me and said he was gonna give it to Jaquan and my younger son, which is 12 years old. But I wanted to come because I didn't want it to get demoralized. I need to have time to see if back taxes are owed on the house, if it's worth my son's getting involved in it.
Okay, but if I could present the board with some pictures of where we're at. I'm sure, was it Mrs. Benton?
Bunton.
Bunton? B-U-N?
TYN.
T-Y-N, okay.
That's the house.
This is the house,
That's
okay.
the house.
Just want to make sure we've got the right place, pardon me. Mr. President, the city's position is that given the condition of the property, and the fact that it's been boarded up for some time, that the demolition order should be entered. It sounds like Ms. Bunton is trying to determine whether or not it's worth her son's while, who apparently are heirs of Ms. Jefferson.
Yes.
The past, as to whether or not it's worth their while to take a look at rehabbing it. Ms. Bunton, if you want to, it's up to you if you want to wait until after the hearing, but I've got the title commitment, and I can let you know whether or not there are taxes owed on it.
Okay, and then I know he also said that it was broken in several times. He has police reports, but he's looking for the insurance papers because it was insured that time, so the insurance company has to fix it back up the way it was when they broke into it. So he doesn't even live in Hammond, so I'm trying to get everything together. I just was told at the beginning of the week.
And I don't know if you knew this, but there was actually a foreclosure on it. There's been a foreclosure on the mortgage on it, and there's a judgment.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's
I didn't know
out there,
anything.
too.
That's why I'm here to find out.
Yep, so there's a judgment on it. There's also, it looks like the taxes have been paid, so there's no taxes owed on it right now.
Okay,
But it's probably been paid by the bank, who has the mortgage foreclosure. So, it was filed in August of 2013. So do you want a little bit of time to kind of look into it, and maybe we'll April 30th.
Yeah, we can.
If we could enter the order, kind of same thing we did, we're gonna enter the order of demolition, but we'll stay it, and then on April 30th, that'll give you enough time to hopefully do some more inquiry,
Okay.
and then come back on April 30th and let us know if you want us to go ahead and move forward on the demolition, or you wanna try to save it.
Okay, could you tell me how much is owed?
Yeah, I just have to, maybe right after the hearing, if you wanna hang around.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
All
thank
right,
you.
thanks. So you're okay with
So moved.
with doing that, entering the order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it.
Okay.
7908 Delmar.
7908 Delmar. City was informed that some guy in California is trying to sell it to some guy in Utah. In the meantime, it's in some pretty poor shape, and so given that no one has appeared at the hearing, we would request that the board affirm the demolition order as presented. We do have good service.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Yes.
Whoops.
I'm sorry, good morning.
I'm sorry. I'm Dave Hinshaw with, just got back, and I've gone around and there are 3 properties here that if nobody shows an interest, I'd be interested in fixing them. I own Mayday Properties LLC. We've fixed properties in the past.
Yeah, Mr. Hinshaw, that really isn't a board issue because the city doesn't own these. It's not a situation
Right.
where the city owns these properties. They won't own the properties after they're knocked down. And so you would have to go ahead and somehow inquire to the owner.
And that's what I'm now trying to do, is find out who the owners are for these properties.
Take the address to the county assessor's office and, you know, you can identify the owner that way. Or the recorder's office, probably find out who it's deeded to, but
Yeah, I
wrong
don't,
venue to
our objection is Mr. Hinshaw really doesn't have any standing at this hearing because he doesn't have any ownership interest at this point. And so we don't want to hold off the moving forward with the demolitions. If Mr. Hinshaw is able to make some inquiries and make some progress, then he should contact the law department and let them know. All right?
Okay.
I already made a motion and we.
Motion,
Second.
all those in favor? Ayes have it. 1114 Eaton, garage only. 114 Eaton?
Mr. President, seeing that no one is here and given the condition of the property, we would request that the demolition of 114 Eaton Garage only be affirmed as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 434 Florence, garage only.
434 Florence. Mr. President, given that no one is shown, we do have good service, we request that the demolition order of 434 Florence Garage only be affirmed.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 250 Hanover.
250 Hanover. Mr. President, we do have good service, given the condition of the property, and we would request that the demolition order be affirmed as presented.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 4605 Henry.
4605 Henry, this is garage only. This is a fire, Mr. President. We would request, given that we've got good service, that the board enter the order as presented, given the condition of the garage.
Is this garage only, because it doesn't, it says not indicated as garage only.
Mr. President, I can always amend the order to show garage.
There you go,
only.
Chris.
Yeah, as you can see, there's sort of just the notion of garage. There was insurance on the property, there was some discussion about intent to rebuild, but it has nothing to actually happen. I would actually prefer the order amended to say garage.
Okay, we have 4605 Henry, garage only. Motion? Motion?
I'll make the motion that we proceed with the demolition.
Second. Oh, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 521 Highland.
521 Highland. Okay, this must be Mrs. Painter.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I believe, Mr. President, just to lay the groundwork here, 521 Highland, it's a property right near here, City Hall on Highland Street. The unfortunate condition of it is that the roof appears to be in really tough shape, as does the condition of the house. I believe, do you live there, Mrs. Painter?
I've lived there up until 6 months ago. The doctor told me to leave because it's so molded. First, my husband was sick. We've lived there for 40 years. And he was sick, then he died. And then I've been sick. So it was in such disrepair. I have no money, no nothing, so I went to go live with my daughter. I live in her basement. But I have no objections to demolishing it, but my house is filled with 40 years of things. So, and I don't have the money or the means to get the stuff out.
Ms. Painter, check with your doctor on whether or not it's.
I could see
in
my eyes.
Uh-huh,
This is caused from
yeah, the mold.
the mold in the house.
So I guess what I'm
I've
saying
been
is you
there.
may want to check with your doctor whether it's worth getting stuff out, because it may be unhealthy. That's all. I'm
Well, no,
suggesting.
she says I can go in there, but
Okay.
not to go a lot.
It usually takes about 4 to 6 months to get actually demolition, so you have a little bit
Okay,
of time.
all I was asking, if I could have 6 months' time to get my stuff out,
It might be, I would say 4 would be better, because
Whatever-
we don't
what-
want to delay it too much.
whatever you say
Okay,
is okay.
all right, so we'd request the order of demolition be affirmed by stipulation, and that there won't be a demolition permit issued until, what does it give us, Chris?
120.
July, August 1st.
So moved.
And then how do I pay for this demolition?
No,
It's just a lien is placed on the property.
What is,
So if you ever sell the empty lot,
oh,
then
the
it'll
property
just-
still belongs like to
property
me?
still belongs to you, yes, unless you want to donate it or get rid of it. You can contact us, okay?
Oh,
Just give us
okay.
a call.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
Good
then-
luck, thank you, Ms.
Thank
Tanner.
you so much.
All right.
Motion,
Second.
all those in favor? Ayes have it. 4503 Holman.
4503 Homan. This is the old Milsky's Tap on the corner of Sheffield, or I guess it's Homan and Goslin. It's been totally stripped on the inside. We do have good service on the property owners, and we would request that, given the condition of the property, the order of demolition be affirmed as presented.
So moved.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 6812 Jackson.
Yes, Mr. President, 6812 Jackson. There being no one present, we do have good service. We request the order of demolition be affirmed based on the condition of the property.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. 6432 New Hampshire.
6432 New Hampshire, good morning. Hi.
Hello.
Could you just, are you an attorney?
Yeah.
Okay, could we just get your name and,
Yeah, my name is Attorney Mike Kavashov. I represent a trust that just recently obtained the property via sheriff deed. And my client is a licensed contracting firm, and they went to pull a permit to repair the properties, all the damages to it, but I believe they were told they had to wait until after this hearing. So we're just looking for maybe a 90-day stay so that they can pull the permit, get the repairs done.
Mr. Kavashkov, what's the new owner's
It's a
name?
P4274, it's a trust, it's a Lake County Land Trust.
274?
Yeah.
P4274 Trust, Lake County. When did they acquire it?
I think about 3 months ago. I don't have an exact date on that, but
This one came in front of us before with the lady that was worked for the contractor.
I don't think so. This is a new, no, that's a different one. Yeah, this is a different one. So, I guess we can get you a copy of the ordinance on what the procedure is to follow regarding, rehab agreements.
Okay.
And we can set this over for, June 11th.
Okay.
All right.
Building, is it secured? Is it boarded up?
These are the last pictures we have. It looks like some of the windows are and some are not. There's also some gaping holes in the face, facing the soffit.
yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, that'd be good. Thank you. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
So June 11th.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Board.
Kevin, are we affirming it, or
We're going to continue it to June 11th for status.
that's my motion?
Is that a duplex? A two-flat?
I'm not sure what the status is.
Because it looks like it may have two separate doors on the front.
Actually, before you do your repairs, you check the zoning.
There's a motion,
Resolution, which is.
See this here? We need to make sure because we don't want them to rehab it as a duplex if it's a single family.
Yeah, the board's concern is that you don't want to rehab it as a duplex if it's a single family. It won't be in compliance. Just let your client know.
Sure.
Just gonna check the zoning.
Thank you.
Motion?
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. 3103, 163rd Place.
Good morning. Mr. President, this is owner is listed as Bank Trust. We've got indication that the water's been off for 3 years. It's actually a pretty good-looking house on the corner. The problem is that due to water damage, the building department feels that it needs to come down. And I believe, I thought, I'm not sure if Bank Trust.
Big apartment inside of it?
Okay.
Does UNI have the property now?
I'm sorry?
Does UNI have the property now?
It looks like it was deeded over to United Neighborhoods, Inc.
Yeah, that just happened.
Yeah, just recently, it was actually the same day you guys sent them.
Yeah, good timing. Okay, so I think we need to probably get UNI here,
And we'll continue to June 11th.
and we'll request a continuance to June 11th.
Motion? Second. All those in favor? Aye. See you in June. 648, 119.
648, 119. This is a multiple unit property on 119th Street, Mr. President. We do have, the owner's listed as Bailon, B-A-I-L-O-N. Two-story brick, been boarded up by the city. There's a water heater issue. The owner's been cited in city court for some time. There's been no compliance, and unfortunately, the walls and ceilings are starting to collapse from water damage. Given the condition of the property and that we do have good service, we would request the order of demolition be entered and affirmed as presented.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 31,
Thank you.
3158 Parkway, garage only. Is that Parkway North?
Parkway North.
Parkway South.
3158 Parkway North, garage only.
Mr. President, seeing no one is here, we have good service. We request the garage only order of demolition be affirmed as presented.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. 737 Spruce.
Mr. President, it appears that this did have an inspection performed on March 30th, and we would request that this matter be continued to June 11th, 2015, but I would like to allow this gentleman to identify himself so we can make sure we know who we're...
Hi, I'm Michael Biancalana, owner of the property. And I haven't gotten a copy of the inspection report yet,
I don't think it's done.
so, yeah, I'd like to,
Oh, Mr. Cook said it's done and it's been mailed out, so
Yeah.
just recently.
yeah, so I have not received that as of yet. He just did it last Thursday.
Mr.
Biancalana?
Biancalana, are you Ideal Contract Services
Yes.
LLC?
Yes,
Okay, same address
that is, yeah,
that we've served you with?
correct.
Okay. All right, so we would request June 11th to allow Ideal Contract Services LLC to comply with the inspection, or determine whether it's going to rehab it or not.
Motion?
So moved. Second.
All
Very
in
good.
favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 1134 Spruce.
1134 Spruce, and Mr. Tarr owns this property. I believe I don't think he's here. All right. The city's concern with this property is that it's a vacant, single-family home. There's some gang graffiti on the outside. The walls and the ceilings are losing paint, and downstairs it appears that there's like a big empty hole in the concrete. It looks like Mr. Tarr has been performing some work on the inside, like there's paint cans and things are moving around, but what we're trying to do is to kind of understand what he wants to do with the property and potentially get it into a rehab agreement with the city.
Sure enough. Actually, it is under rehab. I actually probably will move in there in 2 weeks. Everything, from what I've been told, everything will be done. We got new appliances in there. There's a furnace that's new in there. The floors have just been redone. The walls have been remudded.
Did you pull any permits for this work? Furnace, HVAC work?
No, I didn't pull them. The guy that put in the furnace put them.
Okay, who's the guy who put in the?
Gilman.
And Mr. Tarr, here's our issue. Mr. Cook is saying that no permits were pulled.
Well, Gilman said he pulled them. I don't pull them. He pulls them. He was the guy that put in the furnace.
Right, but you understand that you would be cited if there's no permits. That's all we're trying to figure out.
Well, I bought the furnace and he put it in.
Right.
So his bill was under $500. good enough, I guess.
I don't know if that's true. If
Well, I
you're
don't
saying
know,
that the-
that, what, the furnace?
So if we
and
bring
he-
your,
he-
if we bring your water heater guy in here, he's gonna tell us his bill is under 500?
Yeah,
Okay, what about the other stuff that was put in?
everything's under 500, it's all painting and scrubbing and everything else. The only thing not under 500 were the appliances that I bought. They're a dishwasher and the refrigerator and stove. The floors were resanded, recovered, and redone. So everything's it's actually gonna be really nice
Yeah,
in
and
the
I don't-
next 2 weeks. I mean, the only thing, the outside has got an indenture in the roof, but it doesn't leak. And the siding's got like 5 or 6 sidings off that we're gonna replace. We just haven't been able to get to it because of the winter.
Mr. Carr, if we,
Gilman is a furnace contractor? Who
Gilman,
is Gilman?
that's the furnace contractor from Indiana. He's permitted to get here. He put in the furnace. I gave him the furnace. He
His
put it in.
license here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, Mr. Cook, you wanna say anything before I give our recommendation?
Permits are issued based on the total value of the work that's done. Not, he buys this and he buys that, and they're both under 500, so obviously a permit would be needed to be issued. Exterior of the home is such that I think we need to get an inspection done on it and set the criteria for the renovations. So I would suggest that, in the status or affirm the order, this gentleman would pay for the inspection, I would inspect it, and we can make sure that it's done properly.
Yeah, it would be our recommendation. I don't think we need to necessarily affirm the order, given that Mr. Carr's represented that he wants to move in and get things, moving, which we're fine with. We do have some photos, yeah.
You said there was a hole in the foundation?
There's a cinder block basement, and there's a giant hole in it, it looks like Kool-Aid ran through it, that's what it looks like.
Has that been repaired, sir?
No. We haven't done much of the basement other than to get the furnace in.
So you put a new furnace in?
We actually did the plumbing in the basement. The plumbing needed work too, so there was various plumbing that we had to fix
Is this hole
before.
big enough for somebody to crawl in?
No.
It's big enough for you to run through, Stan.
I don't even know what you mean, actually. I never really noticed anything unusual.
You didn't notice a giant cinder block hole in the basement between, inside?
Not really.
We'll show you the picture.
Are we talking about the same building?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah, is this your house?
Well, I don't live there.
Well, you own it,
Less than a year, but I've been through 4 inspections already, or 5 or 6 or 10. So, I mean, you guys know I'm here, you know I'm fixing it because I keep getting inspections.
You've got a city inspection?
I've had inspections to get the water in, I've had inspections to get the furnace in. I've had like 5 inspections.
Not in the floor. Oh, I thought it was up through the outside. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of this. This is in the front of the house.
Like a new
It's just,
furnace.
looks like a storage room to me. It didn't look like it's unusual.
Okay, and I guess our biggest concern is I think that in order for this to be, green tag, we need an inspection. I mean, we're fine with giving them a little bit of time. In other words, we don't want to affirm the order yet, but maybe April 30th, to give time for Mr. Cook and everybody to get in there and.
Well, let me ask you a question. How much money do you have to spend before you're in rehab? I mean, at what point are we talking about here? I've been putting money in this from the beginning. Yeah, I mean, I've got new stuff in, it's the same house.
That's your house.
Yeah, I've put in everything in the inside is new. I mean, I've got a furnace that's new, refrigerator, stove that's new, everything's in there new, the floors are new.
$500 of work that you did, that's what I'm.
Well, I got relatives that go in and do the floors, they sanded the floors, they didn't put in all hardwood floors, they just redid the floors that are in there. I had people that did the mud took forever, then I had it repainted, another person did that. So, I mean, they all told me this was here, they gave me the bill, it was under $500, so what am I supposed to do here?
And I think the point here is that it's pretty obvious that it's more than 500 in aggregate, which is.
Well, for the whole place, but different people did it.
I mean, do you have an objection to an inspection? I mean, it's gonna have to inspect it.
I've been inspected for everything under the sun so far. I've had like 4 people there for the water. I've had 4 people there for the heat. I mean, every time I got another inspection.
Inspection for demolition, you have to do an inspection for any construction work that's been done. You reconnect your inspection for the water department, you want to make sure it's going to be safe to turn the water on.
We already did that, yeah.
Do for reconnect,
Evidently you have passed those inspections?
Yeah, and then and then I had one for NIPSCO.
Those things have been done to make sure that they're safe to turn on. Doesn't mean that it's also safe to live in, doesn't mean that it's not structurally sound or that the plumbing isn't in decent order, or the furnace isn't hooked up wrong. It's to make sure that those things that they're inspecting are safe to turn on, be able to allow NIPSCO to turn on, be able to allow water to turn on.
Well, NIPSCO's already on. So we
That's
had
because you passed the reconnect.
That's right, yeah.
You cannot pass the inspection for demolition or for.
Yeah, I don't, it sounds like Mr. Carter doing, it sounds like he's doing the work, he wants to move in there, great. To us, it just seems like just allow the city to inspect like they're supposed to, so you can get green tag and move in.
What a situation, especially when they're doing muddy, if that drywall come down, now the wire was exposed by code, it's gotta be replaced. These are things that happen just because it's putting up $200 worth of drywall, doesn't mean that doesn't need to be inspected, or that there may not be additional work that needs to be done once that drywall is done. So to just patch it, cover it up, you need permits for inspections, not because we want to get more money, because we want to make sure the property is going to be safe when it is done.
But where does the line stop there between what I can do? Yeah, but what I can do, but I mean, do you?
That way Mr. Cook will be able to do the inspection, make sure that everything has been done correctly, and make sure that the structural issues are taken care of also.
Our request would be April 30th for a status date to allow for the city to go ahead and take a look and make sure everything's hunky-dory, and if it is, and Mr. Carter, I even moved in by then, we can dismiss the demolition action, but until we get in there, we just don't know, given the pictures that we have of the property.
Well, you know, there's still things that are, you know, it's an old house, it's been empty for 2 years. I bought the thing less than a year ago approximately, and then I've been doing work on it, and you can't fix everything at once.
I'm not supposed
Yeah.
to, I guess you just said you're gonna move into it.
Well, that doesn't mean everything's fixed.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've got stuff that I'm still working on.
And as long as the city can get in there and say, you know what, it's not ready for inspection yet, but we're gonna go back and inspect it when it's ready, we're fine with continuing it on, but until we can get somebody in there to say, you know, yeah, they're doing the work right, or yeah, it's gonna have to be inspected in a month, we just can't, we're kind of hamstrung here.
Yeah, I know, but, and I've been through a lot of inspections already with the water, because the water, first it was fixed, I got a plumber in to fix it, you know, he put in new pipes, that didn't work, then somebody set them up wrong. These guys had permits, they put them in wrong, so I had to bring them back again. So I had four or five, yeah, these people are Indiana contractors, and they're certified in Indiana. They do the work, and they're noted people. Yeah, they are, they
The
are.
problem is our records don't show any permits for any of this work.
This is cheap work. I mean, it came in, it was $100 to fix the plumbing. They went back again, and they didn't even charge me because they fixed it wrong. But they just put in new pipes that were leaking.
If the gentleman would like to provide contracts or names.
I can do that.
Check those contractors, make sure they're licensed, make sure the work was done, ask somebody to pull a permit, regardless of the money issue or why it wasn't
Yeah,
inspected.
because if it is, and if it ends up being more, then the contractor's gonna get cited for not pulling a permit, right? For Mr. Kearney, so, I mean, one way or the other, we can probably.
Just the furnace is probably $2,500 between the cost of the furnace and the labor to install it.
And one of the biggest life safety issues, if it's not
Yeah, that's
properly
the one
vetted.
I'm the most concerned about, to make sure it's put in right.
Well, it's been running for $220 worth for my last bill, because they've been working on it, so they had to keep the heat on because the water's on.
Doesn't mean the carbon monoxide is gonna be dumped.
Doesn't mean it does either.
It needs to be inspected.
That's the whole point of the inspection.
Well, people are there. I mean, they haven't had any issues with it, and they seem safe to me, and they're still alive. When they work there, they come to work, that's why I turn the heat on.
Are you trying to hide something? Why don't you let them just take a look at it?
Because I've been through so many inspections, I'm getting like inspection crazy.
Well, how many
And every
inspections have you?
Well, I've had like 5 for the water.
Water, yes, and water inspections are free. We're going to make sure that's gonna be safe to be turned on. So if these have water issues, plumbing issues, there's plumbing permit, well, there's different stages when you get inspections. You know, rough in, final, whatever needs to be done. If someone was inspected, wasn't done properly, it's gonna have to be re-inspected because then you're gonna come back and make changes.
I mean, one of the points of an inspection is to protect the homeowner. To say like, you know what?
Future purchaser.
Exactly.
He may live in it for 6 months and say, well, I'm gonna sell it.
Sure.
Then it's out in the open
But
market
I
and
mean,
somebody buys
if
it.
I'm a homeowner and I've got a plumber in there to do work, I kinda, and I'm not a plumbing expert, I want the city to come in and say, have a plumbing inspector say, you know what, you did a good job, you're good to go. And that's one of the protections
How
of
did
the
you find out that the first plumber screwed it up? So you ended up having another plumber come out?
No, it's the same plumber.
You hired the same guy again?
Well, because he fixed it for free. It seemed like the ideal thing to do. He came back and he fixed it so we could pass the inspection. It was a matter of having something that high instead of that high, so they could hook it up for the water. It wasn't that big a deal.
What do you want us to do?
I would ask if he's not gonna allow the inspection voluntarily, that the board enter the order to demolish based on the fact that the furnace may possibly blow up and kill everybody in the neighborhood, and then he can't do any more work on it until he has the inspection. If he wants to be that way about it, then he'll be that way about it.
I've gone through too many inspections, and that's ridiculous.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Clerk, go for the inspections, I mean,
Fine, let's do the inspection. You know, I have to come from Chicago to do this. It's not like I'm
well,
next
you're gonna be
door.
living here, right?
If I ever get through the inspections, I'll
Well,
live there.
you are gonna be living here,
Yeah.
right? Living in this house?
Yeah. I'm not
The
that
inspection.
concerned. I'm not, I'll get the inspection, fine, but I'm,
Thank you. Eleven oh five Truman.
1105 Truman. Mr. President, no one appears. We do have good service. We would request, given the condition of the property, that, oh, I'm sorry, this is a property that the bank has contacted us on, and we've agreed to a continuance to April 30th for a status.
Motion,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 6620 Van Buren, garage only.
Mr. President, I have good news to report. 6620 Van Buren has been knocked down by the owner. It is, we request removal of it from the demolition list.
Exciting. So, motion,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. 413 Vine.
413 Vine, Mr. President, position is that this house, although it looks okay from the outside, is full of dead animals on the inside
I got a,
and animal waste.
You have pictures?
Yeah, there's pictures.
I got a call from Mrs. Winarski, I believe it is, this morning. She's actually trying to make an attempt to clean the property. She's in the process of getting a dumpster. We're going there sometime today and get some pictures of satisfaction. She has bags in the house that she's ready to remove.
So they're gonna put the dumpster out there and put the dead animals in the dumpster? Is that what I'm hearing?
There's a based on the pictures we've seen, Mr. President, there's a significant health hazard.
I mean, this is not just like a stop back cleanup. This is,
Right.
they need somebody to come in professionally, tear out the drywall, strip down the floor. There's been dead animals and animal waste for a significant period.
My curiosity, we actually have Mr. Winarski in court today.
No, I think do we have any? Oh, I'm sorry, you mean in city court?
Yeah, city court, city court.
That's what I'm saying, this is not a stop back cleanup. This is
My concern is, we're gonna have her clean up and they're gonna foreclose. Or she's attempting to clean up and they're gonna foreclose. We need someone to clean this property up. Right now, she's the only one doing anything about it.
And we're concerned with the warm weather, it's just gonna really start getting a little bit rancid.
Gonna get right.
I mean, this is on the verge, Mr. President, of an emergency demo because of, as the weather gets warmer.
And I understand the city's position, from the lender's perspective, we're pending foreclosure, we're pre-judgment. She is attempting to work something out with the lender. Where does she live?
Right next door,
Next door, apparently.
409.
If it's
So
divorce or something.
my client, unfortunately, is not.
Father passed away. They've been foreclosing on this since before January.
They are aware of it, make them aware of the consequences, for their.
And we understand the lender's position. The problem with this is that if they're in pre-suit, you're pre-suit?
We're, pre-judgment.
Okay, so I mean, we're talking, 4 months, 6 months at the minimum to get the sheriff's sale, assuming that the summary judgment is, goes forward in whatever the hearing date is.
And this.
You want 30 days on this?
No, I'd like the board to enter the order to demolish so that we can make sure that it starts to stink in the summertime, we get it down right away.
Yeah, and if it ends up getting worse, then we're probably gonna ask for an emergency demolition through the building department.
The motion?
Second.
I have one question. Why hasn't the county health department been called on this?
Yeah.
They have?
They have.
Yeah.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
They told us to knock it down.
Rental registration hearing on property located at 4927 Beach. Oh, what did I miss?
G.
Oh, excuse me.
Correspondence from Chief Inspector Taylor.
Excuse me. Correspondence received from Chief of Inspection Jim Callahan rescinding the bid award for demolition project for 4307 Torrance Garage only based upon failure to obtain a city demolition contractor license and register for city license and failure to appear at contractors board meeting. Mr. Callahan recommends Acton Contracting LLC be awarded the demolition project for 4307 Torrance Garage only for a total bid price of $2,750 submitted for approval.
Yes, it became licensed for a year.
Make a motion to approve his, request.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Rental registration hearing on property located at 4927 Beach.
Is that Mr. Keys? I think there's a sum of $214 that's at issue, and I believe I don't know why he's not here. I thought he tendered that previously.
I mean, they're not here, have you talked to him?
Yes, then that's what he represented. I guess it would help if I got a receipt or a canceled check to show that he tendered the sum. By the way, we don't waive our objections to the legality of these proceedings.
Then the city does not waive its objection to Mr. O'Connor even presiding over this. He used to sit on the Board of Works on these very issues, and I'm going to object to him representing somebody now against the city on matters he used to preside over.
May I respond to that? May I respond to that? Mr. Crucy, who's the president here? I'm sorry, I got confused. I used to
Make a
be.
motion to take this under advisement.
That motion's been denied twice already.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We'll take it under advisement, research whether it's been paid or not.
Fair enough. Don't forget the objection to my fitness.
So noted. Item I, rental registration hearing on property located at 6834 Huron. Nobody heard this.
Does anybody, Mr. President, my notes indicate she owes for 2014, let's see, there's some question about whether or not it was a registered rental in 2011. The late fees were waived. Oh, here, okay, I'm sorry, here's the issue. The late fees were waived last August. She had to pay within 30 days. She did not pay within 30 days, so the waiver was good for 30 days, and now, since she didn't pay within the 30 days.
I didn't get any waiver. I mean, a lot of times I get other people's mail.
Can you just speak into the
Oh,
mic?
I'm sorry. I get other people's mail, and I didn't get any waiver. I wouldn't have ignored it. I shouldn't have forgotten to pay it on time, but I don't have a computer, to program. My phone is just a simple phone. I can't plug in it just.
Ma'am, did you come to the Board of Works last August and have a hearing before the board and the board?
No, I didn't get any notice, no.
Did you come?
No.
How did it occur that there was waived?
In 2014?
Right, the
No, it just was sent back to me. My check was sent back. I sent in $80. I think it was probably 2 months late. It was sent back to me. And then I called and said I'd be getting something in the mail. I never did. But that doesn't mean it wasn't sent, but.
Attorney Cantor, back in August of last year, I believe I talked to you about this case.
Okay. Well, I mean, we gave her 30 days to pay. She didn't pay. I mean, have you registered for 2015?
That's paid.
I mean, we can let her register for 2014 at $80, but she actually paid it. She can't just blow it off.
My intent was not to blow it off. I'm not that type of person. I mean, the renter's behind on rents, that doesn't remind me because I don't get my rent check and life's hectic and.
Did you pay it today?
Sure.
You have to make a motion to waive the late fee and the $80 must be paid.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So I go,
After the meeting, you'll give me the paperwork.
After the meeting.
okay. Can I make it out because my sister's driving and she's got to babysit? Unless you want me to stay, I'll call.
Meeting will be over in about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Item J, rental registration hearing on property located at 7412 Columbia.
Is anybody here, audience?
Yeah. Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item K, rental registration hearing on properties located at 1133 and 1135 Wilcox.
Garza?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. President, I have O's 3 units for 2014. He was granted an appeal in 2011. That's the only information I have for it. Now, the one on 1135 Wilcox, we can dismiss because the water's been off since 2011 for non-payment, so obviously it's renting 1135 Wilcox. You own 1135 Wilcox?
I do, yes.
Is it a rental?
It is a rental, but it's not being rented right now.
Right, because there's no water.
Right, I had the water turned off, I'm trying to renovate it.
All right, so as for 1135 Wilcox, you can say no rental fees are owed. I don't know what the excuse is for 1133.
I just forgot to pay it. I completely forgot to pay it.
The only 2 properties you own in the city?
That's it, yeah.
And how many units is it, 33?
3.
33 is actually two units.
All right, you have 3 houses. Do you live in one?
No.
Including 35, Chris? The third unit?
Perhaps, maybe that's why.
Well, it's 1 unit for 1135, it's a single-family home, and then 1133 is a 2-apartment house.
And Chris, I missed the history.
You just forgot. But there's nothing really. You had a previous appeal granted in 2011, if you only know. So,
Yeah, and I paid this year's already. I just completely forgot about 2014.
Make a motion to waive the late fees, but the units must be registered.
Second.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Make sure, April 15th is the magic date every year, sir.
I will remember. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Item L, rental registration hearing on property located at 1720 Davis.
Albertowitz?
Yes.
I just have 1 unit he owes for 2014, no other notes.
That's correct.
Do you live there, sir?
Yes, I live on the bottom apartment. I own the whole building.
How many units is it?
2.
Well, yeah, but he lives in one.
So it's a 2-unit, but I live in one and I rent out the top unit.
Gotcha. How long have you had it?
Since 2012.
I'd like to make a motion to waive the late fee, but the unit must be registered at the $80.
Motion,
Second.
all those in favor? Ayes have it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You can pay it today if you'd like after the meeting.
Thank you.
Item M, rental registration hearing on property located at 2261 Indianapolis Boulevard.
Sir, my name is David Sheebish. I was allowed to represent the Braun family, Randall and Daniel Braun, and this is a situation been going on for quite some time. And we'd like to give you some supporting things that might have happened. One thing is the logistics of what's been happening. The person who rented the property after his mother went into the nursing home, he says, I'm going to buy the house, but he says, I need to get financing. Well, they kept putting him off, and then finally said, well, we're not going to buy it. So what happened was they never intended to be landlords or have it as a rental property, but the sheer logistics of one brother living in California and one in Georgia, they did receive one notice about getting the permit, and he sent in the $80, but it was never cashed. And now what's happening is that they're billing them $500 punitive damages for each of 4 years. I've been instructed to ask that, please, that there was no idea of ever to evade or avoid paying it, and ignorance of the law is not a defense here. That's not it. All they're asking for is that they will gladly pay the $320 over the 4 years. And we're asking if they could please just waive the $500 punitive damages, since there was never any intent to defraud the city. One thing I would note that they did ask that to show you how they were complying is that the Buffalo box was located in the floor of the unattached garage, and they spent several $1,000s to move the Buffalo box into the yard to comply with city rules. It was never a rundown property, and I've known them since 2nd grade, but I was the only one to help to maybe look at the property or just to make sure it wasn't a rundown case. The home was sold in August of last year. The mother has passed away. There is no estate or anything. So all we're asking for is if your kind consideration, if you can consider waiving the $2,000 in punitive fees, and I've been instructed to pay the $320 today if it's possible. Thank you, gentlemen.
You own the property, or you acting on behalf?
No, sir, I'm representing them for the Braun family.
All right.
Did you just say they sold it in August?
Yes, they just finally sold it, but it was unoccupied for quite some time before that. No, sir, they don't. I don't know, sir. I do have the sale property here, but I'm just here to represent them for, this is something that's been going on for quite some time.
There's quite a history on this one. Okay. Back in 2011, the property had been a rental since 2008. Rental registration was to be brought current before the 2011 rental can be accepted. They fined him $580 for 210, $80 for 211 for a total of $660. The owner of the son's owner called, who lives in California, he says he has no intention of paying a late fee for 2010, and he will be sending a letter to Board of Works. And then there was a new owner of the Bronze as of September of 2014. So the bills were mailed to California. There was a tenant named Enrique Ruiz who's been in there since 2008 to 2013.
So hold on a second. You're representing the Braun family,
Well, I'm just here to present their case to the fact of what happened, sir.
but they don't own it now.
No, sir, they don't. But this is for prior fees that haven't been paid.
The Bronze are now in collection for blowing off the rental fee.
And all they're asking for is that if the punitive damages could be waived of $500 for each of the 4 years, we would gladly pay. He said he would gladly pay the $320. He sent in the $180 and thought that was just like a one-time registration fee.
Letter to us that he wasn't paying anything.
Right.
Well, he didn't know, while he was saying punitive damages, from what his,
Right, he lives in California and he has no intention of paying the late.
I tell you right now, I guess he was upset by the $500 punitive. He did send in the 80, and he says, I'll pay that. We don't know anything about the registration fee, ignorance of the law, but we're just talking about the logistics here, so. We're just asking for the punitive to be waived.
The people who are coming before the board aren't the owners now. Somebody else owns it.
So what does collection do in the case where the property's been sold?
Well, the collection is for previous late fees.
Oh, no, I understand. So you get a judgment?
Yeah, it could be a judgment which probably clouding the title is what the issue is, which is why all of a sudden.
But I mean, you can't cloud the title because there's a new owner now.
I don't know, they just would be a judgment against other property. Yeah, it'd be a judgment on other property, perhaps, Alan. If there's other property.
So we're just asking for, if you could consider removing the punitive damages, and we'll pay the four $80 fees.
It's not Mr. Braun's attorney, so I'm not sure he has standing. No, he doesn't know who the current owner is. Somebody else is the current owner.
He did write to someone, I don't know if it was you or her, saying that they said, okay, we allow him to come here and just give you the facts, that's all.
Well, the property sold last year, so they didn't register it last year?
The fees he's trying to get set aside
Oh, that I understand.
are from 2010 and 2011. So,
My recollection is that Mr. Braun emailed me and said, good luck, and I told him, well, we're gonna have to see you.
It says here, so your threatening comment about attaching a lien against the property doesn't work, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, that sounds like the guy who emailed me.
So this hearing is about 10 and 11?
yeah, he just wants the old fees that he was now sent to collection on set aside. The property now belongs to somebody else. I don't think this board has standing.
If you could just consider the fact that seeing a $500 punitive fee would set somebody off. He did say, he was very apologetic to me. He says, please tell them I was just upset about that. I didn't mean to do that.
After you calm down, you should have sent us another letter.
Well, that's all I
You
can
don't
do.
have standing to act on it either way.
This man doesn't own the property, he's not the attorney or legal representative of the person who owns the property. Mr. Braun is. Well, actually, Mr. Braun didn't even own the property.
So is this in court trying to?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's in collections, and he said, good luck.
We don't really have any say.
Sir, we can't help you. You have to go to court.
I understand. Okay, I understand that. Now it's a legal thing now. Okay, but thank you so much for your kind consideration. Thank you.
Whatever you think, whatever you want to put down. Item N, specific finding of fact and decision on 4401 to 4411, or 4411 Sheffield Avenue.
This is a property that's represented by an attorney, and we've reached an agreement.
Mike Muir? the finding of fact, there's an agreement on 4401, no, there's a motion.
Oh, second.
All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item O, specific finding of fact and decision on 6616 Alexander. 6616 Alexander.
I would just ask the board to approve the findings and conditions.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item P, specific finding of fact and decision on 437 Florence. 437 Florence.
I would just ask that the board approve the facts as presented.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item Q, order to rescind order to demolish on property located at 3842 177th Street, submitted for approval.
Mr. President, this is a property that was previously on the demolition list. They've had the inspection, they did the agreement to rehabilitate, it's been finally inspected, and we would like to now remove the cloud on the title by rescinding the order to demolish.
Second.
Motion, second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item R, correspondence received from Mr. Wayne Hogan requesting his rental registration hearing previously scheduled for April 9th, 2015 be continued due to him being out of town.
Make a motion to reschedule it.
Motion?
You got a request?
Yeah, for the 23rd.
Okay. Okay. I'll second.
Motion, second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item S, request from Gary Romano for a rental registration hearing to be scheduled for April 9th, 2015. Motion, second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item T, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearing.
I'd like to make a motion to set these for May 14th.
I'll second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item U, correspondence received from Robert Dixon requesting street closure for the Bering Parkway Annual 4th of July Parade for Saturday, July 4th, 2015, starting at 11 a.m., submitted for approval.
He's already sent letters to myself, the police chief, and the park department requesting tables and street stuff closures. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item B, correspondence received from Anita Gilliard requesting street closures from Tapper Street between the pool and basketball court for the 5-mile art walk on May 16, 2015, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., submitted for approval.
Saturday. Will that be a problem?
Saturday?
That's Saturday.
Would it be a problem? No.
Okay, no, I just.
You want to refer to
Streets and,
streets
police department?
and TV?
Yes.
There's a motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item W, garage sale permit submitted for approval.
There's only one, and I'd like to make a motion, wait a minute.
How many dates is that for?
Just one. Okay. Is this the fax? She's, okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item 5, matters from board members.
I have one, somebody from the 7200 block of Van Buren would like a stop sign put up at 7200 block of Van Buren, so make a request to send this to Mr. Gleason.
Motion?
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item 6, matters from other department heads or the representative. There being none, any new business? Any old business? Item 9, the meeting is now open to the public. Anyone from the public wish to address the board? Councilman Biggs.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There are several properties within my district I have identified previously. One in particular is the property on Ames Street in the 800 block of Ames. I personally do not know the address of the property because there's no address on it, but it is just across the street from the Haven House. It's been empty and vacant for a number of years, and I would appreciate if someone would extradite and get this property demoed.
Expedite.
Extradite immediately. Also, the property at 5602 Calumet Avenue needs to be boarded up immediately. I personally had to go over there and clean it up. It's deplorable, and people and squalors are living in the property, and the back door is off of it, and it's despicable. It's just unbelievable that this property would be allowed to just sit there and be in this deplorable condition. 5602 Calumet. Also, the property adjacent to that is the cell phone company, which sells cell phones or whatnot. The back of it is just in deplorable condition. I would hope that the code enforcement would go and inspect that property and have them clean it up. I've received several phone calls in regards to that particular property, and I would greatly appreciate it if they can address that immediately. Also, at 838 Carroll Street, had to clean that property up as well. It's been on the demo list for quite some time. If we can have that property demoed, it would be greatly appreciated. And here's my letter, and I thank you so much.
What do you expect us to do about it?
Send it to the appropriate departments and have them.
These departments to talk to them before you came?
I've sent letters, I've done everything I can, and I personally went to clean 2 of these properties up as councilman of the 3rd District. So I would appreciate if the department heads would attend to these properties and clean them up. Thank you.
We will pass your correspondence along. Anyone else from the public wish to address the board?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion second, all those in favor?